ready to go for the retro final. Good start from John Cross, as always. Alan Tapscott in the Mark II Ford Escort gets away well as smoke pours from the back of the Lancia Stratos. John Cross, the championship leader, does have the lead to the first corner. Ray Morgan gives a bit of a tap there to Alan Tapscott in second place and just about manages to keep it on the straight and narrow. That could have cost Ray Morgan time. Hopefully it hasn't cost him any mechanical damage there as well. Either way, as they come through the gravel for the first time, it does mean that John Cross has a significant advantage now over Tapscott, but the Mark II Ford Escort of Tapscott there is going to do everything he can to try and close that gap down to the race leader. Ray Morgan sits there in third place in the white Mark III Ford Escort. Nigel Davey also in and amongst the mix there as well in the Peugeot 205 GTI. And look at Tapscott now all over the rear spoiler here of John Cross as they come down in towards the left-hander, and a bit of contact there as well to boot. So Tapscott has got contact at the rear. He's now had a bit of contact at the front and just about manages to keep himself out of too much trouble as they come to the second lap through the gravel for the first time. Of course, very short wheelbase on that Lancia Stratos, making it very nimble and very agile, but the Mark II Ford Escort certainly is no slouch and is also very, very quick as well, with Alan Tapscott behind the wheel. And you can see Ray Morgan there, despite that bodywork damage after the contact on the first lap, is now closing up onto the back of the number 91 here as they come through at the end of the second lap. So three drivers running almost nose to tail, and then Nigel Davey there in the background in the yellow 205, not too far adrift there either, as flames spit from the back of the Volkswagen-powered Stratos, with John Cross, the championship leader, still at the helm of this race. But the question is, for how much longer? Because you can imagine if Tapscott has an opportunity to try and find his way through, he will take it with both hands. So through the hairpin we go on towards the back straight. Cones being placed out so the drivers don't exceed track limits. And of course, when we have the Joker laps, it's crucial that they don't make contact on the rejoin there. Down into the hairpin bend. This is one of the crucial overtaking opportunities on this lap here at Pembrey. Nobody managing to find a way through on the drivers in front of them for the time being. Ray Morgan certainly looking the most menacing that time around. Nigel Davey again there in the 205. You can see here not too far adrift either. So let's see how this is going to work out, because Tapscott is now once again right on the back of John Cross as they come through the gravel once more. The longer wheelbase of that Ford Escort certainly looks to be a little bit more stable on the gravel, but the grunt of that Stratos looks to be faster on this back straight. Let's see what the exits are like as we come out of the corner. Bit sloppy there from Alan Tapscott. He just loses a bit of time compared to John Cross, who was lighting up those rear wheels, and of course with the straight line speed advantage, and of course I imagine the weight advantage due to being a smaller car that he has, he's just able to keep himself out of harm's way. But either way, this is proving to be a very exciting super retro final. No Vince Bristow here this weekend, no Jos Sturkins. Ray Morgan is the closest challenger on track in the championship, and he has now dropped behind Nigel Davey there in third place. So Davey's inherited P3, as Alan Tapscott here on the final lap is once again challenging John Cross, but he's just not close enough to stick a wheel up the inside as we come down the straight then for the final time. John Cross has got just enough of an advantage in his locker to hold on to the race lead, and it is once again going to be the top step here for the Lancia Stratos driver, extending his championship lead at Pembrey. So it's Cross from Tapscott and Nigel Davey completing the podium.